everybody. Hi up there. How you doing? This is Kathy with Kathy Diaries on your Tuesday evening. Let me see if I can get us up on the UITC page. I will be streaming both on Facebook and YouTube, but I will be only paying attention to the Facebook page, okay? Because I don't have the capability of monitoring two pages, so we're going to just monitor the one page here. We have a really fun project going on for everybody tonight. Really super fun. Let me get my things up here. Super good. Hey Camille, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Get my thing up here so I can see everybody's. Hey Tina, how you doing? Super fun project. Hi Sharon. Good evening, you guys. I want to welcome everybody, and I'm not going to take a long time in saying specific names, but I want to thank you all for joining me tonight, each and every one of you. So here's the project that we have going on. We are going to be using this triangle board tonight, something really different. This is kind of a crafty, wafty type deal, but I think you guys are all going to enjoy it. Now it is going to you're going to need to use a little bit of imagination with this. Let's just say that. I had a vision in my mind and I said, I think I can do this. So I started playing with it, and lo and behold, I think I got it down. So with the triangle board, this is what we're going to make tonight. Now, right, what do you guys think? Hey Nancy, hi Gail. What do you think? Does this look like a piece of pumpkin pie? Hey Judy, thank you for parking your car, Miss Judy. Thank you. Does this look like pumpkin pie, you guys? I was hoping that it did, just in time for Thanksgiving. So we are going to be making this today. Now, I am going to have to step away from this desk for about probably 30 seconds or so and use my wood burning tool because it is at a different table and my space just isn't big enough to bring that wood burning tool over here and work it with you guys, okay? So, but I'm going to go step by step on how I did this. So this is super cute, perfect for our Thanksgiving table, right? Alrighty, so the first thing you're going to need is a board, a triangle board. The next thing you're going to need is some sort of batting. Now, I suppose you could use this without the batting, but I wanted this to have a little cushion on it. See, this has just a little bit of a cushion on it. It's not flat down on the board. And I do think that you would be able to see through this onto the board if I didn't have the batting down there. So I'm going to say that you're going to need some sort of batting, and this is what I bought. I bought this warm and natural cotton batting from Joann's. You can buy whatever you want. This was from Joann's, warm and natural batting. And this is a 34-inch by 45-inch batting, and this is what it looks like. This is really super soft, you guys, really nice. So I bought one bag of that. You're also going to need, this is what I'm going to use for my crust. Now this is a 5.5 inch by 10 foot roll of burlap from Walmart with the little pearls on it, you guys. I've had this for years. I'm going to say like 5 years. I did get this at Walmart a long time ago, but you can use whatever you want for your crust, but that's what I'm going to use. And then I did outline it with this rust colored, real thick yarn, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. So you're gonna need some of this. This is a real thick, I forget what they call it, but I can look it up for you guys. It's just a real thick yarn. So you're gonna need that. You're going to need a little bit of twine. I'm using this twine for my hanger. Now you can use whatever you want for your hanger. You can use a pipe cleaner. You can use probably not a zip tie because the hanger goes. Let me show you. Because the hanger on the back of this goes from over here to over here, so you're going to want something that you can put a lot of length on. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then what I used for my whipped cream, excuse me, what I used for my whipped cream are these little pieces of cotton. All right, that's what I got. They come right on this thing here. So I think, oh no, and then we're going to use, let me get this stuff out of the way so I can show you a little bit better. this is our main attraction. So I have this poly burlap. It's kind of an orange and a tan colored mesh in here, you guys. Orange and tan. I know you can't see it well. Maybe you can once it's rolled up, because you can see the color there. Perfect for pumpkin pie. And so I've got this, and this is a 21 inch. And you guys, I think I got this at Walmart years and years and years ago. So I don't even know if you can find that online at this point. And then underneath I put a layer of this brown, kind of orangish brown metallic 21 inch mesh. Now I'm almost out of this, almost out of it. But I think you can get this most anywhere, you guys. I think Craft Outlet sells this. And the specific color I don't have available, because I've had this open now for quite some time. But it's a rusty orangey kind of color. So what I did to start this, you all, we'll go step by step, is I first got my batting all ready to go. Okay, so you're gonna need, why does Facebook say hi to some people for me? I wasn't at my desk. I wasn't at my, I don't know, Mary, I don't know. So I cut one piece out of this already, as you can see that it's been cut. And I have this folded, all right? So this unfolds, right? There's two pieces here. I kept it folded because I wanted the thickness down on my board, okay? So what I did is I took my board. I'm gonna cut this piece off because this is just kind of hanging in the wind here and it's making it a little difficult for me. So I'm just gonna cut that tail off there. I don't need that. So just put this down on your table. All right, and then you're going to take your board and you're going to put the board, so you can see I've got the board about an inch from the top of here, an inch and a half or so. And at the bottom of this, I'm going to scooch this up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So so I have the bottom of this right here, okay? What you're going to want to do when you start measuring, we're going to measure this onto the board. You're going to want to take and not put this white batting all the way down at the bottom, right? That would be even with the bottom of that. That's not what you want to do. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. You want to take the batting and you want to bring it up. Let me put this on top so I can show you what I'm talking about. So you're going to want to take your batting, and you're not going to want to bring it all the way down to the bottom of your board. You're going to want to leave this batting up above this row number 12. You want it just above row number 12, because row number 12 is where we're going to be putting our pie crust. And in order to put our pie crust on here, we want it as close to these holes as we can down here, but we don't want to cover them, because I need to put pipe cleaners in here in order to put our pie crust on. So when you put this batting, when you place this down to cut your batting out, you're going to have that batting lined up just to the edge of these holes down here. Okay, so I'm going to do that. All right, so I'm going to just take this, I'll open this up now, and I'm going to kind of pull this off the edge. I'm going to pull this off the edge of here so that it just lines up to the top of these rows right here. And I'm going to want to leave enough on each side so that it folds, so I'll have enough room to fold it over. So what I did is I placed this on, put it down this area right above row number 12. It doesn't have to be perfectly lined up, you guys. It doesn't have to be. And then I took my ruler. I've got a ruler here. And I've got a marker. I'm going to take my marker and my ruler. Now, actually, you don't have to have a marker. You can use a marker, but if you have something, if you're a sewer and you have one of these are kind of like marking pencils, and it does wash off. If you don't want anything as permanent as a marker, you can just use like a marking pencil. So once I lined this up on the bottom, I'm going to take this marking pencil and my ruler, and I'm going to measure an inch out from the entire section of my board. I'm going to go all the way around my board an inch or so. If you want to do 1.25 inches, that's fine. I'm going to do 1 inch. So I'm just taking the inch mark. Let me get you guys down here. I'm just going to take the inch mark, put it on my board, and then I'm just going to take my pencil and put my line there. Actually, I'm going to use my black pen so you guys can see. All right, so I'm going to take my pen and mark it right there. I'm going to go all the way up my board, putting this at 1 inch, and I'm going to just mark that just like that, all the way up and around my board. And this is how I'm going to mark for this batting to fit the board the way that I want it to fit. All right, so we're going to do that. Now at the top, I'm going to leave a little more than 1 inch because I like a little extra. I like a little extra up at that top to fold this down to make sure I have enough to fold down. So once I get up at the tippy top, I'm going to measure a little bit out there, okay? So probably about 1.5 inches I'll leave. And if I don't need it all later, I can always cut it off. So about 1.5 inches at the top. And that'll give me plenty of what I want. And then I'll come back down again for my inch, all the way down. And when we cut, we're going to cut through both layers of this fabric. Okay, so you can see where I've marked all the way around my project. All right. An inch. And all the way down the bottom. Okay, so we have that marked. So we've marked all the way around our board 1 inch. Until I got to the top, I did about 1.5 inches. And then all you're going to do is cut that out where you've put your marks. Okay, it doesn't have to be super exact, you guys. We just need it to be close, okay? So you're going to cut that out. I'm going to come up this side. Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to come up this side too. Cut this out. And you can move the board out of the way if you want. It doesn't have to stay there. Okay, so we've got that all cut out. So I have that all cut out of my fabric here. And we're all done with this, okay? So now what you're going to do, and it doesn't matter what side, you can fold it over with the number showing here or not, it doesn't matter. So the important part is to make sure this bottom part, and I'm going to flip this over for you guys. Once I get this glued a little, I'm going to flip this over for you all so you can see where I have this batting, okay? All right, so you're just going to have it there, line it up, and then we're just going to fold this over. We're going to fold this over and glue it to our board, okay? Hi from Ohio. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Verla. How are you? And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So you're going to just glue in between where the holes are here, okay? All right, so we're going to start that. Now make sure when you're gluing that you're not pulling one side or the other over so that you get short on the other side, right? We don't want to be short. We just want to glue that right down like that. Okay. And we are going to end up gluing these guys together because you can see this is open here. It's not on a fold. So we are going to end up gluing that together as well. All right, so you can just fold like that. And I'm going to come back in and I'm going to glue the rest of this fold here so that it doesn't mess up on me. Just tack this down. A little bit of hot glue. And fold that right over with his buddy right there. Just like that. Make all the way to the top, but I'm not going to glue the tippy top yet. I saved the tippy top for last, like I'm wrapping a package, you know. So we've got that side. down. I'm going to double glue this outside edge here so that my edges are flat down here. Right? Okay, so we got those guys down. Right, so that side's done. Now we're going to do this side. Okay. Got that side done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to this side. All right. Make a little bit wider glue thing so I don't have to go down and glue it twice, right? And just fold that right over, right before that row 12. We don't want to cover up row 12. Okay. And when you fold it over, you want to make sure that it's tight enough so that it's not bubbled on this side, right? See how I left it just above this row number 12 there? And I'll turn it over and show you one more time. All the way to the top there. Let's give this guy some glue too. So this is a pretty easy project to do, you guys. I just thought, I said, what can I do with that triangle board that's a little bit different? And then I thought, well, it does look like a pie slice, right? I mean, it does. So I said, I'm gonna make a pumpkin pie out of that. So now we're left with the tippy top here, and it's kind of just like a package, you guys. I fold it over and then fold it back down again. That's all I do. Just so that the other side make sure it looks neat, because that's gonna be, right, that's the tip of our piece of pie, right? So I'm just going to glue this here and fold this over. Nice and tight. I'm pulling it nice and tight. Getting a little extra glue if I think I need it, because you want that to stay down. And the good thing about this batting, you guys, is it's nice and cotton. It's really, really nice. It stays really, really nice. I really like it. Okay, so we got the batting down now for our pie slice. Now, I didn't do a great job at making sure this was even across. I should have done a better job making sure that's even, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. We're not going to see much of that anyway, so we're pretty good. So that's how that looks. So I should have made it even like this all the way across, but yeah, whatever. So there's the batting and there's the back. Okay, now the next thing that I did, this is where I brought out my mesh that I'm going to use. Now you need to bring out, can you tell me your guest that you made faux pumpkin? Can you tell your guest that you made faux pumpkin pie? I can't tell them I don't even like pumpkin pie, you guys, actually. The next thing you're going to do is going to require your your wood burning tool. So if any of you use the wood burning tool, this is when you're going to want to use it. So you're going to have both the top layer of your pumpkin pie, and then I wanted to put another layer underneath because I didn't want to see the batting through this layer as much, so I put a double layer. So I chose this regular mesh, metallic mesh, to go underneath this. So I rolled these out. I rolled both of these out. All right. Wide enough. Now, I don't have enough of this under one, but I rolled it out wide enough to accommodate pretty much the same thing we just did with our batting. I took this and I pulled it down enough so that we could end up folding it over, right? So I took this and put over the top of this. I brought it over to my wood burning table. I wood burned them both together even. All right, I made sure that these were even together as best I could, and I wood burned down one whole side. And then I went and I wood burned down the other whole side with this one on top and this one on the bottom. So I had two pieces that I wood burned together. And the reason that I wood burned these all down together is so that when I started wrapping my pumpkin pie piece, this is how it is. These are wood burned on this edge all the way down, and it's wood burned on this edge all the way down. And then I kind of put some clips just to make sure they stay together. So my goal was to make a square. So let me take this under piece away again so I can show you a little bit better. So my goal was to have a square that was wood burned on both raw edges. So this is the good edge, the finished edge, and finished edge, raw edge, raw edge. But they're now wood burned together, all right? These are all wood burned together. So then I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the exact same thing that we kind of just did. I'm going to take these guys off because they're driving me crazy. That's just kind of to keep them straight. And I made it wide enough so I had enough room on each side to measure about an inch and a quarter out. All right, so I'm measuring out a little bit more because I have now this to go over this, and I'm going to need just a little extra material, and it's not going to line up perfectly once I fold it over, but whatever's extra we can cut off. So I've got this square now that's bigger than my triangle, and now I'm going to measure my inch and a quarter or so all the way around, and I'm going to go over to my wood burning table and cut this at the angle with my wood burning tool. The reason that I'm not using scissors on this, you guys, is because it's mesh. This is poly burlap, and this frays like crazy, and this is just a regular metallic poly deco mesh, and that will fray too. So I want to make sure that when I cut this, the whole thing doesn't start fraying again. So if I use the wood burning tool to cut my inch and a half or so up this material here, up the mesh, then I'm going to have a good head start that that's not going to fray. Okay, at least until I get it glued on top of this. All right, so I've got my piece here, and let me measure it for you. Let me give this a measure for you guys. 15. This is about 20 inches this way, and if you did maybe 20 by, let's see how big it is here. 15, 25, 30, this is about 20 by 20, I'd say. If you did about a 20 by 20, that would be about right. Just make sure you put your board on it and measure it to make sure that you're good to go. So I'm going to line this up with this at the bottom because I want to leave these set of holes open so I can put my my crust on there. So I'm going to just kind of line that up down the bottom here. Line this up, make sure my holes are open here. And if it's not perfect, it's okay. It's not a big deal. All right. And now it's good enough. So on each side here, I want to make sure I have enough to measure my inch and a quarter or so. So I'm just looking through the holes to see where my mesh is at this point so that I can line this up pretty good here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marker again and this, and I'm going to mark the, I'm going to secure my corners here for a little bit. I'm going to do the 1.5, 1.25 inches. I just need enough to go over this. 1.25 should be fine, you guys. Actually, I'm going to turn this over and do it the other way. So when I'm wood burning this, you guys, I'm going to want to wood burn it on the poly burlap side because the openings are wider on the burlap for me to get my wood burning tool on a nice straight line, as opposed to wood burning it on the underside where I can't see very well a nice straight line. So I'm going to mark on the right side of my poly burlap. Okay, I'm going to mark on the right side of that. There we go, just like that. And you're going to want to bring it down enough so that your top part up here has enough room. I'm going to bring that down. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to bring this down like I did before. And this isn't going to be perfect, but it's going to be probably good enough. for what I'm doing, you guys. You see here? That's about right. It's not real straight, but I think it's going to be good enough. All right, so now I'm going to take this and do about 1.25 inches on the right side with the poly burlap up. And then we're gonna do our wood burning tool on that, okay? All the way down through. Just a little over 1 inch. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough so that you know where to cut. All the way down. And when I get to the top, I'm going to leave just a little extra up there because I like a little extra, just kind of around there. And we're just going to follow the shape of our triangle board all the way down. Now tonight, Laurie's going to be giving away 2 triangle boards to 2 people. So make sure you comment so she knows you're here, and maybe you can be the winner of 2 triangle boards tonight. It's 2 people with 2 triangle boards each. So how wonderful is that of her to give that away to you guys? So make sure you leave a comment, you guys, so that she knows where to pick, right? Let me get on my comments here. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see. I'll try to bring, you can see, yeah, you can see. See my marks all the way on my triangle board now? So I'm gonna go to my wood burning table over there because I have to wood burn on glass. For those of you that have the wood burning tool, you know you have to wood burn on glass. Otherwise, the wood burning tool will absolutely burn through any plastic or your tables or whatever you have. So give me just a little while to go cut this out, and I'll be bringing it back and we're going to put it on our board. So I need probably about 30 seconds, you all, okay? So talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be right back. I'm coming back shortly, you guys. Hang on just a minute. I'll be back shortly. Okay. Hang on. Just about done. All right. We're all set. So this is what we have now. This is what we have. I cut it out with the wood burning tool. What it did is it kind of melted these together, which keeps this all kind of one piece. Even though it's 2 pieces, it keeps it all like one piece. So now I'm going to lay it down with the underside up because this is the good side. We're going to put this on here. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to glue this to our board. All right, so I have just enough on either side to pull it over. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Let me move this over a little bit here. And we're now going to do the same thing with our hot glue gun. So I'm going to put the glue on my batting, not on this. The glue is going to go on your batting, otherwise this will just melt through. And I would also advise you guys to grab yourself some of these little finger things here, because it does burn. This will burn your fingers when you're looking to pat this down on top of here. That's going to hurt. So you're going to need something to protect your hands. So let's start this right now. Let's start gluing this right up, and we'll get her going. All right, so be sure not to pull this side over too hard, because you want to make sure that you have enough on this side to pull over as well. So if I pull this side too much, it's going to give me not enough on this side. So we all make that mistake when we're trying to glue things like this. You start tugging on it, and before you know it, you like have none left for the other side, right? So here we go. So this will glue down very, very nicely, you guys. This glues really well, because the poly burlap is kind of like rubber-like, right? So it's kind of sticking to kind of like a rubber. There we go, see? And once it dries, it stays really well. So here we are, we're going up to the top here. We're going to get that down. Just like that. And you can fold the top whatever way you like, as long as it's clean, right? We need a clean fold on that top, because that's the bottom, the tip of our pumpkin pie. All right, so I've got that side done. Now I'm going to run over, and we're going to grab this side. Right, let's grab this side. So now I can pull this one a little tighter, because I've already got this side secure. We've left that bottom row open, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to glue this right to our batting. You can use whatever kind of batting you want. Now I thought of using the polyfill that you just kind of pull out of the bag and it's puffy, but I didn't want my pie lumpy. It would have made lumps in it, and I thought, well, I really don't want a lumpy pumpkin pie, so I decided to go with this flat batting, which really worked out well. I'm trying to get comments here, you guys, but my thing keeps going away here, unfortunately. My comments keep going away. It is batting. It is batting. At the beginning of this live, I showed you the package of batting that I got at Joann's. It was on sale. I think it was like $8.99 or something like that. And just keep pulling this over like that. And there you go. And we're almost done. This would be kind of cool to hang on your front door, wouldn't it, if you're doing Thanksgiving? This would be really fun to hang on your front door, I think. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of fold this in. I'm just going to take this. Let me bring you guys in. I'm going to fold these two in at a tip, and then just bring this down like that. And that's going to be how I'm going to fold that up. Just like that. Okay, that's how I did that. You can hold it there for a bit. And there is that part of our pumpkin pie. Okay. Right, so this is what our pie looks like. This is what it looks like. And this is what the back looks like. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put my my border on. Last time I put it on last, and I think I'm going to put it on now because I just think it's going to be easier. So you're just going to basically glue all the way around the edge of this, right? And put this right on there. All right, so I'm just going to start with some glue. I'm going to put it all the way to the top here. Let's see, did I put it around the top part here too? Yep, I did. So I don't want to cover up the hole. All right, so I'm going to start that just like that. Put it right up there, right on the edge of your pie slice. How fun is this, right? Isn't it cool, Cindy? I thought this was pretty good thinking out of the box as well. Like, how can I be just a little bit different than Candy King, or than Christmas tree, right? Because you all know you can use these for the Christmas trees as well. This is what we usually use them for in the winter time, right? I've got glue everywhere on my hand, you all. Yep, and I did make a cool witch hat. That's right, and we did this with the witch hat for Halloween as well. Well, that was really fun to make. So these are so versatile, you guys. And don't forget, tonight Laurie's going to give 2 of these triangle boards away to 2 different people. So make sure you leave a comment so she has some names to pick from. And she will announce probably tonight when I'm done my live the lucky winner of the winners of the triangle board. All right, so now I'm just going to take this and go right up along here as well, just to make sure this is finished and complete. But I don't want to cover up, I'm not going to cover up my holes, remember. I need them holes. All right, so there we go. So that was quick all the way around there, right? So what a nice finished look it gives this, right? That's what we want. We want this to have a nice finished look. Again, we got this at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to give this a little tack down here. Just a little tack down. A little trim. Okay, there we go. So that's that. So this is what it looks like so far. So we've got our pie slice, but we've still got that row open up there. So now we're going to put our pipe cleaners in here so we can put our crust on, okay? All right. So I've got some pipe cleaners here. I chose brown just because it's kind of what I had. And I'm just going to use these and put these right in every one of these holes. Okay, so there's one. And we'll do these 2. All right, put these up. Sometimes I like to put these like that and then just stick them through the holes. It might be a little easier this way. And then just grab them and pull them up through. It kind of goes quickly that way. Yeah, I just give them a U, just like that, and then take these 2 and put them right up through the bottom like this, like that. Give it a twist. And you're going to put a set of these pipe cleaners in every single set of holes here. Not a set of pipe cleaners. You're going to put a pipe cleaner through every set of holes. So far there's nothing about this, you guys, that's really difficult. It's just, you know, doing your measurements and get your mesh together, and it's pretty easy actually. And you can get creative with what you use for your whipped cream. I was trying to think of something like what would be good for whipped cream. How, you know, I wanted them little dollops, you know, have those little fancy dollops on them. Well, I wanted some fancy dollops. So I got to thinking, what do I have that looks like a fancy dollop? And lo and behold, I've got my, from my fall, I saved my cotton balls from the fall. All right, so this again is from Walmart, and this is a burlap with some fancy little pearls on it. And I thought, well, let's get fancy. Let's get fancy for Thanksgiving, right? Because sometimes we like to do that. And I'm going to take this. This is a 5.5 inches by 10 feet. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to gather this up. And I'm going to take about, I don't know, a couple inches, and then I'm just going to fold it over. And I think I did about, I don't know if I did 8 inches or 10 inches. Let me measure and see what I think, you guys. It's probably about 10 inches. Yeah, about a 10 inch from here to here. But you can make your poofs as big as you want. And then I just started in one of my end pieces here and put that in like that. So I held this here, measured 10 inches, folded it in half, so that loop is underneath, and then I put that over like this. And I stuck it right inside my pipe cleaner, and I'm gonna give that a twist 3 or 4 times, okay? So what I like about this, you guys, is this is heavy enough to kind of keep its shape when you fold it up. So that's what I liked about it. And then you would just take this and measure 10 inches. Now I'm not going to measure my 10 inches, you guys, because I'm just going to eyeball it from here. So once you gather it up, just kind of eyeball. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, because what pie crust is perfect? There's no pie crust that I've ever made. Actually, I've never made a pie crust. Well, I really haven't made one from scratch, but then just take that, put it like that. Or you can make it a little smaller if you want. Whatever floats your boat. It doesn't have, you know, it could be whatever works for you. It can be 8 inches, it can be 10 inches, it can be 6 inches. If you want this crust, maybe I'm going to put it a little closer to my board. I think I'm going to put it a little bit closer. I see. So maybe go down about 8 inches, you guys, because I want it not quite so big right there. So I'm going to take that down just a little bit. So I'm going to say about a 6-inch piece here, you guys. You kind of get a feel for it once you stick it in there. Okay, and then these will just stand up like that. And just grab it, make a little humpy hump here, and stick it in here just like that. Just gather it up. Put that all the way down your board. And I just thought it was fancy with these, these pearls on here. I'm just getting back into my iPad keeps kicking me off, you guys, for some reason. I don't know. It's crazy. And I'm just stuffing it in here. I'm not being real particular about how I'm doing that. And again, you can twist these 3 or 4 times, because we are going to cut these off, and we are going to tuck them in so that nobody can see them. Okay? Isn't it cute? I think this is just the cutest thing. Like that, stick that in here. Just like that, like that. And you guys, everything that I have here, except for the batting, I had on hand. I was bound and determined I was going to create something out of the materials that I had here, and I did. So go searching in your craft room, see what you got for material, make it look good. Now, part of me wanted to go buy all new stuff for this, but I said, no, 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 you have enough stuff. I was, you know. So we're down to the last one here. This is the last pipe cleaner, okay? So I'm going to do kind of the same thing I did on this end here. I'm just going to kind of make my hump, and then I'm going to bring some extra so that I can bring it around and under. So I've got my loop here. I've measured kind of from here to here. I'm going to grab it here, and I'm going to extend it out another probably 2 or 3 inches, and then I'm going to cut it off. So I'm going to cut it off right down here. I'm just cutting between the pearls. Right, so I'm going to make my loop. I'm going to tuck this under. And put it in my thing there. Actually, I didn't do that last one right. I didn't do that right, you guys. I didn't. I had one more loop here before I needed to do that. One more loop. Okay. Alrighty, so here's our pie crust. So let me finish this off. I'm supposed to have one more loop on the end like this, but I kind of messed it up. So do what I did here, not what I did here. Let's see, my thing. So now we're going to cut off all of these pipe cleaners, right? All the pipe cleaners are going to be cut off about 1 inch. You're going to leave about 1 inch from here to here so that we can turn this under so that nobody knows that we got all these pipe cleaners in here, right? And then we're going to put our whipped cream on. Now you can use cotton balls. If you guys don't have any of these cotton pieces that I have here, you can use cotton balls. I expect they would work. You can probably put them in some sort of order so that they looked a little dollopy like. You know how we put them dollops on our pies? Well, you could do that. Put them in some sort of little fancy order so they look like a dollop. And so we're just going to turn this down. So I'm grabbing the end of my pipe cleaner and just turning it down into my burlap. Okay. Now something I should have done too is I should have put my my hanger on. I was trying to remind myself to put my hanger on before I put on my border here, but that's okay. We'll work around it. Right? Nobody thought of a pie after all these years, all these creative people, I'm telling you right now. Okay, so that's that. So let's put some of this stuff away so that you guys can see what we're doing and not have such a big fat mess to look at. Right? All right, so here's our crust. There's our crust. And now we will put, there's our crust. Okay. Pretty good, right? Now let's put our other stuff on. It's going to look like that. Right? So you see what I mean by dollops of whipped cream. So these come in these pods, right? So I have to take these pods off here. So, and it has wire on it too. I found that if I take the wire off, loosen that up, then these pods come off quicker. They come off a little better. They're pretty tight. So you're just kind of taking, it's almost like cracking a nut out of the shell. You have to get these pods off these pieces of cotton. And they do, for the most part, they came off really, really well. Right, so there they are. So there's the underside. And then what I did, I just kind of kept that pod together. And I put some glue in here. And I started putting these where I wanted to put them. So I think I put one in a corner up here. So there's a dollop right there. And we'll just tear these down. Oh, super, Cindy. I'm so glad. Good, good, good. Super duper. Right, take all that wire out of here. Actually, I like to unwind it if I can. instead of cutting it. It just makes it easier to get off here. Right, so take that wire out of there and then just fold these back the best you can. They're tough, you guys. These are, you can hear them crack. Like I said, it's kind of like the shell of a nut, but eventually these will come out. The cotton will come out of these and give you the look that you want. It's well worth it. So there's our other cotton pod right there. There's the underneath, and then I'm just going to glue it together. And you can put as many dollops of your whipped cream on as you guys like, right? I'm just going to pull these off here. Do that. And I'm going to try to tear them apart, not over my pie, because it's droobling on my pie. So I'm going to take them off over here so that the little things don't get all over our project here. All right. Yes, Catherine, isn't it fun to watch everybody and the way they do? Everybody does things different and everybody does something different. It's so much fun to get so much inspiration using these different boards, isn't it? I just love it. Because you could give all of us designers the same board and we would all do something different with it. We would all do something different. You could give us each the same kit and we would all do something different with the kit, right? So that's what's so fun about it. It's really quite remarkable, quite frankly. This is a smaller piece, it looks like. And if you had a lot of these, you could probably even line your pie. You know how you see those beautiful pies in the bakery and they're all lined up with the whipped cream all the way around? How fun would that be? I thought about it, you guys, but I didn't want to use all of my cotton pods. I wanted to use like all the cotton pods I had. And I really like these. These are fun to use for winter wreaths as well. So even though I buy these in the summer, you can still use them in the winter on your winter wreaths. That would be really nice. Let's see, this guy, he's falling apart just a little, so I'm going to try to get him back together. He's kind of going rogue on me, you guys. He's going rogue. There we go. I'm going to put one here and one there. So we'll do 2 more pods, and then I'll show you how to put the hanger on, all right? The hanger. One more pod to get here. Come on, he's glued on there really well. Ugh. All right, that one was good. I'm gonna put him right here. And we're gonna put one down here, right? No, don't go dark. Don't go dark. You could use buffalo also. Buffalo. I must have missed that. Okay. Okay, so there's our dollops of whipped cream right there. It does make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. You can always clean up the mess. So there is that part of our pie. We should probably put another little dollop over here. What do you think? Just to even it out. We got one left on the stem. Let's use it. Let's use our one last dollop of whipped cream on this pie, you guys. There's no sense in leaving this poor little thing over by itself. Right? Let's just use it. Sore hands after this. Oh, this one's a tough one. I'm going to lie on this one. This baby is really in there. There, maybe they come from the bottom. You guys try to come from the bottom. I'm learning. If you come from the bottom a little bit, I think it comes out a little bit easier. All right, here we go. We're going to put him up here. And stick him right up underneath here so he's peeking out the edge there. All right, so there's that. So that's the majority of our pumpkin pie right there. So now let's grab a piece of this twine. Now you can use whatever you want, but I just thought that the burlap twine was good for this, you guys. It just seemed to fit, you know. So I'm gonna just take and put, so let's see what I did on the back here. So there's 1 hole, 2 hole, on the 3rd hole right here, the 3rd hole, 1, 2, 3 on the back side. I'm going to take this and put it through. And for now, I'm just going to put it around this. You know, if you put it on before you put this on, it would go under. But I'm going to, for now, put it around because, like I said, I forgot to put this on prior to putting my border on. It's no big deal. It still works. And then decide how much you want. And then from the other side, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go in that hole right there. 1, 2, 3, right there. And decide how far you want this to hang. And then add some more for the knot. So I'm going to do that. So that part is done. Okay, so I'm going to stick it right in this hole here. And just tie that off as well. And there's the hanger for it. And there's your pumpkin pie. And there's my mess. Sorry, you guys. So we got 2 pumpkin pies. We got 2 pumpkin pies here. 2 slices of pie. Yum, yum, right? Right, isn't that cute? And you guys, you could do probably any kind of pie. I don't know if you could make an apple pie or not, really, probably. You could make a chocolate pie. You guys, a chocolate pie with the whipped cream would be so cute. And you could do that because you can get chocolate mesh. Oh my, that would be so cute. Yes. Yay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. I really do appreciate you. And Laurie's going to pick 2 winners tonight. Each of them gets 2 of these triangle boards, and you too can try this on your own and go back to the replay. If you forget what I did or unsure how to do it, go back to the replay and watch it. And she will be posting on this page tonight the 2 lucky winners. So congratulations to whomever wins, and thank you all once again for joining me both on Facebook and YouTube. I will be back this Saturday afternoon, you guys. I'm going to do a little extra for you. I'll be back this Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. And we'll be making something, I'm not sure. I have a kit coming, so it'll probably be one of Laurie's kits. So anyway, guys, thanks so much and have a great night. Bye, everybody.